Hello everyone, welcome to Compiler Design video series. In our previous video, I have already discussed about different bottom-up parsing methods like SLR, operator precedence parser, shift reduce parser. In this video, I will discuss about CLR parsing, its canonical LR or LR1 parsing. So first you have to convert given grammar into augmented grammar. We converted it into augmented grammar because to indicate the parser when it should stop parsing and announce acceptance of the input. So given grammar is S gives capital C, C gives small a, capital C or D. In your GTU exam, this grammar is many times asked, like C gives small c, capital C or D. So first convert this grammar into augmented grammar. So S dash gives dot S. Then after you have to write look ahead of this grammar. So how can you find the look ahead symbols? For that you have to find follow of non-terminal. So follow of S is your starting symbol. So in any your production there is no S. So first add dollar sign to the starting symbol. So follow of S is equal to dollar. So here dollar is added after comma. So in CLR parsing table you have to find look ahead symbols. For look ahead symbol you have to find follow. How can you find follow? For that refer our previous video in which we can already discuss how to find first and follow of given grammar. So first find closure of I. Initialize it with 0. So I0. First is S dash gives dot S, comma, look ahead, dollar sign. Here after dot there is non-terminal. So write down its product. So S gives C, C. At initial position you have to put dot and after comma you have to write look ahead symbols. This product is comes according to this grammar. So write this look ahead at this place. Here after dot there is non-terminal C. So write down product of C. There is a two product from C. One is C gives AC and another is C gives D. So write down C gives AC and C gives D. Just put dot before each and every product. So your product will be C gives dot AC and C gives dot D. This product is comes from this production S gives dot CC. So after comma you have to find look ahead. How you can find the look ahead? It's A gives alpha, B beta, comma, gamma. So it's like A gives alpha, A gives alpha dot B beta comma gamma. Then follow of B is equal to first of beta gamma. according to this you have to find look ahead of every non-terminal. So here you have to find first of C. So first of C is either A or D. So after comma you have to write A or D, and C gives dot D comma A or D. Next, find I1, which is go to I0 to S. In I0 state, move dot after S. So in I0 you have only one product in which after dot there is S, which is S dash gives dot S. So S dash gives S dot and look ahead is dollar. Next move I0 to C. So your product will be S gives C dot C comma dollar. After dot you have non-terminal capital C. So write its product. C gives dot AC and C gives dot D. This product is come from this grammar statement. Its look ahead is dollar. So according to this, find follow of C, which is dollar. So your look ahead is dollar. Not that here from C you can find look ahead is A or D, and here look ahead is dollar. These both are different. Next move I0 to A. So your product will be C gives A dot capital C comma A or D. Here after dot you have a non-terminal. So put product for that non-terminal. So C gives dot AC comma find look ahead according to this product. So it's A or D, and C gives dot D and look ahead is A or D. Next move I0 to D. So your product will be C gives dot D dot A comma D. Now complete this product. I1 is already completed. So next I2 to C. So I5 go to I2 to C. S gives C dot comma dollar. Then move I2 to A. So your product is C gives A dot C dollar. After dot you have non-terminal. So put product of that non-terminal. So C gives dot AC comma dollar. C gives dot D comma dollar. Now move I2 to D. Here C gives D dot and look ahead is dollar. So C gives D dot comma dollar. These both products are different because its look ahead are changed. Now go to I3C. So C gives A C dot comma A or D. Next I3 to A. So its C gives A dot capital C A comma D. So A dot capital C A comma D, you also got this same method. So whenever you find go to I3 to A, it's I3. So it's no need to write down its product again. Just note down this for passing table entry. Next move I3 to D. So it becomes C gives D dot A comma D, which is your I4. So go to I3 to D, it's I4. Next I4 is a complete, I5 is a complete. Next I6 to C. So it's C gives SC dot comma dollar. These both product are different for its look ahead. In this product look ahead is A or D, and in this product look ahead is dollar. So these both are changed. Next move I6 to A. So C gives A dot C comma dollar, which is I6. Next move C gives D dot. So it's C gives D dot dollar, which is I7. So I6 to D, it's I7. I7 is complete, I8 is complete, I9 is complete. So now draw the parsing table. So in a parsing table you have two parts, XN and GoTo. In XN you have to write state number and input symbols and dollar sign, and in GoTo section you have to write non-terminal of given grammar. So according to this grammar you have two input symbol, one is A and another is D. So A and D and another is dollar. Your state which you find here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in GoTo you have to write non-terminal, which is S and C. In this grammar you have only two non-terminal, so used S and C. So now write down state number 0 to 9. Then for parsing table entry, just check LR1 collection. So I0 to A. In I0 to A, you find third I3. So write down shift entry. So 0 to A, it's a S3. 0 to D, it's a I4. So write it shift entry, which is S4. I0 to S, it's a I1. So for non-terminal entry you have to write only number. So it's a 1 according to this number. It's a 1. I0 to C, it's a 2. So 0 to C, it's 2. Next I1 to any symbols, nothing. Always 1 to dollar, it's a accept. It's a augmented grammar. So write down state 1 to dollar, it's a accept. Next I2 to C. 2 to C, it's a 5. So 2 to C, it's a 5. Next 2 to A, it's a 6. So 2 to A, S6. 2 to D, S7. 3 to C, 8. So 3 to C, it's a 8. 3 to A, it's a 3, and 3 to D, it's a 4. So 3 to D is 3 to A, S3, and 3 to D, S4. Next I4, no any move. I5, nothing. I6 to C, it's a I9. So 6 to C, it's a 9. 6 to A, 6. 6 to D, 7. So 6 to A, SD, and 6 to D, S7. So this is your shift entry and GoTo entry. Now for reduce entry, check the complete product. So your complete product is in the first, but it's a augmented grammar. So in state 1 to dollar, it's a accept. Then another complete product is I4. C gives D dot. So in a fourth row, you have to write reduce entry at which position? Look ahead A and D. So at look ahead A and D, you have to write reduce entry. Here your product A gives D is at position 3 because at 0 position this statement, at first position this statement, second position this statement, and third position this statement. So write down R3. Next, fifth, it's also a complete product. S gives C, C dot. So write reduce entry in fifth row at which column? So your look ahead is dollar. So in a fifth row dollar column you have to write reduce entry. S gives CC. S gives CC at position 1. This is at 0, 1, 2 and 3. So this is at position 1. So write down R1. Another complete entry is at I7. C gives D dot. So write down at 7th row reduce entry at dollar look ahead. So in 7 dollar write reduce entry. C gives D at position number 3. 0, 1, 2 and 3. So write down R3. Next I8, it's also a complete entry. So in 8th row you have to write reduce entry at look ahead A and D. So write reduce in 8th row A and D. C gives AC is at position number 2. So write down R2. In a 9th, it's also complete entry. So in a 9th row, write down reduce entry at look ahead dollar. C gives AC as second position. So write down 2. So this is your CLR parsing table. In a LALR parsing table, just write CLR parsing table, then after combine all the common entries. LALR is often used in practice because the tables obtained by it are smaller than the CLR tables. SLR and LALR tables for a grammar always have the same number of states. So in LALR parsing, we can use same grammar. S gives CC, C gives AC or D. So from grammar, you have to find closure, then draw parsing table. After drawing parsing table, just combine common state. Here, step 3 and 6, 4 and 7, 8 and 9 are same state. How can you find I3 and I6? Here production is common. C gives A dot C, C gives A dot C. Just look at only look aheads are different. So you have to combine these two states I3 and I6. Same I4 and I7. C gives D dot, C gives D dot. Here look aheads are A or D, look aheads are dollar. So production is common. So combine these two states. I8, C gives A C dot, comma A or D. In I9, C gives A C dot, comma dollar. So combine 3, 6, then 4 and 7, then 8 and 9. According to production, you have to combine these states. So first I combined I3 and I6. So my state become I36. And production is C gives A dot C, comma, look aheads are combined. So it's A or D or dollar. Then C gives dot AC, comma, A or D or dollar, and C gives dot D, A or D or dollar. So here 3 and 6 states are combined. Then combine 4 and 7. So it's I4 7, C gives D dot, comma, A or D or dollar. Next I8 and 9. So state will be I8 9 and production will be C gives A C dot, comma, A or D or dollar. I8 9, C gives A C dot, comma, A or D or dollar. So in a parsing table you have to combine these stats. 3 and 6 are combines, 4 and 7 are combines, and 8 and 9 are combines. So your parsing table will be like this. So in your any shift entry you have either S3 or S6. Now you have to write 3 6. So in a 0 state it's a S3. So 3 is combined with 6. So new state will be 3 6. So now your entry is in a 0 state, it will S3 6, and 4 is combined with 7. So your entry will be S4 7. So in a parsing table, state 0, here S3 6 and S4 7. $1 accept, remaining entry will be same. So combine all 3 6 state, 4 7 state and 8 9 state. In a third state you have entry S3 S4. So in a LALR parsing table entry, state become 3 6. So entry is S3 6 S4 7, and here these both are combined. So state is 3 6 and S3 6 S4 7. Thus in a 4th and 7 it's a R3 and at dollar position R3. So these 4 and 7 are combined. So new state will be 4 7 and reduce entry at A, D and dollar. Next combine 8 9. So your reduce entry will be 8 9 R2 R2 and R2. R2 R2 and R2. So this is your LALR parsing table. So these are bottom up parsing techniques, CLR and LALR. If any error recovery strategies in LR parsing table, then you have to check common blank entries in a parsing table. First you have to check common blank entries in a parsing table. Then for similar block you have to do error entry with error number and give its description. First find common blank entries, then after write error entry with error number, like you will give E1, E2, E3, E4. For E1, you have to identify like missing operands. For E2, missing operator. For E3, unbalanced parenthesis. E4, missing right parenthesis, etc. So sometimes error recovery in LR parsings are also asked. So for that you have to find common blank entries, then after write error entry with number. So this is your LR parsing techniques. From LR parsing techniques, CLR is the most powerful parsing techniques, then after LALR, then after SLR. So this is the basic of LR parsing entries. In your GTU exams, questions are asked like what is SLR parsing, or explain SLR parsing with following example, and any grammar is asked like E gives E plus T or T, T gives T star F or F, F gives opening bracket E, closing bracket or ID. Explain CLR parsing table with the help of following example, like S dash gives S, S gives CC, C gives small c, capital C or D. Sometimes augmented grammar is already given in your exam. If it's not given, then first convert given grammar into augmented grammar. Then after you have to collect LR collection, then draw parsing table according to that collection. So this is the bottom up parsing table. Then after syntax directed translation or syntax directed definition, synthesized attribute, inherited attribute, L attribute, annotated parse tree, these all topics are already covered in our unit number 5. Thank you.